Speaking with ESPN's Max Kellerman right now. Max, a quick question for me here. Here in Seattle, we're going to be discussing all offseason what the Seahawks should do about Geno Smith, who's about to become an unrestricted free agent. What'd you make of his season and Seattle's season as a whole?
He was excellent all year long. Keyshawn told me, look, it's going to be the same with Geno. I was like, are you crazy? I've seen Geno play for like a decade. He's not good. Come on. I know Pete Carroll's a really good coach, but it was the same thing. Looked like the same thing with Russell Wilson. More or less the same thing. A little less. Geno's not as good as Russell Wilson at his best. But Pete Carroll clearly can win with Geno Smith. Now, can you win the whole thing? That remains to be seen, right? You do feel like you're not at an advantage if you're playing another team that's also good and well coached, but they have a spectacular quarterback. But like Daniel Jones, although Geno has better receiving targets, it's one thing to say, well, he's just in a good system, but it's another thing to say nobody's playing it well, right? Geno Smith played well, at least what I saw. You guys are paying closer attention to Geno and the Seahawks than I am, but I thought Geno played well this year, and you can do a lot worse than Geno Smith over the next 2 or 3 years.
Hey, actually, I'm going to go ahead and branch off with another question there. Max, we did think Geno played well. Obviously, he was a Pro Bowler. The stats would reflect that. And I think the fans throughout the season thought Geno played well. You heard Geno chants in the crowd. But once it came time to pay Geno around $30 million or $33 million, you started seeing, well, I don't know, did he fall apart? And now that's kind of the conversation happening locally here. What do you make of that kind of middle class of quarterbacks that, if you're paying someone like Geno or even someone like Daniel Jones, let's say above the franchise tag, let's say it's 33 or so, does that kind of player keep you from winning the whole thing? Or is that cap hit, that salary, still low enough to do things?
Well, I think there's two separate examples. I'm higher on Daniel Jones than Geno because I thought they basically had the same year, but Daniel Jones didn't have anything to throw to. Daniel Jones is taller, faster, and I think throws it a little better and also is much younger, right? However, the franchise tag, you got to pay all that in one season. So, like, you give a guy a 3-year deal and guarantee 2 years of the money, you're spreading it out over 3 seasons, right? So for cap hit purposes, if it's 33, you really go up to a little under 40, and you're saving money on the cap, and that's why you do it. So it seems to me it's a no-brainer that Geno's at least 2 years guaranteed at $70 million over a 3-year contract, right? Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Right.